Welcome back, guys. This is episode 2 of Treadmill Vlogs, and I want to start off by saying thank you guys so much for watching my videos. It means so much to me. Thank you for your likes, thank you for subscribing, um, and for all of your support. And for this video, I kind of wanted to focus my topic on my experience as a personal trainer and some of the certifications. Just a little bit of a background story um, about myself. So I've been doing personal training for about 8 years now. I started off in 3 big box gyms. What I mean by big box gyms is gyms like LA Fitness, Crunch Fitness, Bailey's, those things. And I didn't really like some of their structure, so I set out to be independent. Oh, I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. So I did a little research before I started. There was 4 types of agencies or academies that provided personal training certifications. There was ISSA, NASM, there was ACE, and NCSF. And I'll put them along here. And so I chose NASM. Out of all of them, I felt like their material was a little bit more extensive. A little, I would say, based on other people's experiences and just talking with them, they said that it's a little bit on the harder side, a lot of the material. So I like that. I wanted to dive into something just a little bit more detailed that a lot of gyms were searching for at the time. And so I studied for about 8 months. It's like a self-study program where you do a little bit of classes online, but most of the material was self-study. I used like flashcards and a bunch of things, and I got certified as a personal trainer. And then I started a few clients independently, but mainly I was working in my first big box gym. I went from that one to another one, and then to additional one. And I noticed out of my experience with working with them, because it was on maybe like months. I worked there for a couple months and I would just leave because I didn't like it. I figured if I go to the next one, maybe it'll be a little bit different. And I noticed that they're all basically structured sort of the same way. And to each their own. Some people like it. I just didn't. I just didn't like it, as much. I would work early in the morning. I would have to leave. I would train independently. I would come back. It was just too much back and forth. I know some people are able to like schedule so many people within, and then they can make really good money off of that. But like I said, to each their own. So I left there and I started working independently, and I've been doing it for about 8 years now. Another certification that I have is a corrective exercise specialist, and this one I really, really love. I think that certification like really improved my skill set, so I recommend it to anybody who has NASM. I believe all the other ones, they also have corrective exercise specialist programs as well, but if you don't have it, I would say look into it, because the difference between a personal trainer, in a nutshell, a personal trainer is basically someone to help improve, or someone to help you get to your fitness goals, basically. Just to kind of dumb it down as best as I can. But a corrective exercise specialist, their goal is to work on muscular imbalances, improve mobility, and performance. Now, a personal trainer does those things too, but not on the lines of a corrective exercise specialist. So you're able to work with more post-rehabilitation clients who have just came out of like surgery. Um, they did all of their courses through with their therapist, and then those are the ones that sit on their way, and then they're given like a list of like exercises for them to do at home. I would say a good, I'm just throwing a number out there, 75%, maybe even 85% of people don't continue on using those exercises that the therapist gives them. And this is where a corrective exercise specialist comes in order to make sure they stay on track and help with their mobility. So, long story short, corrective exercise specialist is not really one to help you lose weight, but their main goal is mobility and improve your overall quality of life with your mobility. So, with your certifications, you have 2 years. Every 2 years, you have to do your continued education courses, or they call it CEUs, and you also have to do a first CPR and first aid certification as well, and this is every 2 years. Now, I know personally of maybe 5 personal trainers that allowed their personal training certifications to expire, and they still work as personal trainers. And no judgment, but I think if you are looking to get into the personal training field, it's better to continue your education so you can have the knowledge in order to help your clients. This is what leads me into qualities of being a personal trainer. I would say number one quality is your empathy, and you have to be empathetic to your clients and their needs. So another reason why it's good to educate yourself with more knowledge, a more broader knowledge of different types of skills, is so you'll be able to help your clients in different ways. I have clients who want to do weight loss, or they have specific goals that they want to reach, but then I notice that they also need help with their mobility, or they have like some kind of limitation. Without me being able to have that second certification with corrective exercise specialists, I wouldn't be able to really dial in onto those secondary needs that they didn't even know they didn't need it. I would only be solely focusing on just their weight loss goals and such, right? So this is why it's really important to, continue education. Another quality that I think is really important is being patient, and also being a mentor to your clients. I mean, a lot of times I end up being like a therapist to one of my clients. I wish there was a CEU for that, but there may be times where you're very frustrated with your clients because you really want them to achieve their goals, and they run into certain obstacles that is just difficult for them, and your goal is to strategize and to figure out a plan to help them get over that hump or help them get over that plateau. So it takes patience. They're already frustrated and they're already grown and impatient, so both of you can't be in the same boat. Or if you're in the same boat, one of you have to be able to navigate, the other one has to be able to steer, right? So another certification that I have is a virtual coaching specialist, and that's also through NESM. And you don't really need it, but my whole ideal is that any certification that I get or anything that I'm going to do, I like to be able to reference back into some kind of material in order to help my performance. That's why I do a lot of research, especially if I'm dealing with new clients who have any kind of issues with their shoulder that I might not know off the top of my head, so I do extensive research in order to help them improve. I go back to my material and do like a bunch of like refreshers, so which is very important. Sorry guys about the strange cut. I had to use the restroom. But I had a thought. The first thing that I list as a quality was empathy, and maybe many might think, well, what is the relationship between me bringing up education and empathy? But when you are empathetic, it makes you a better learner. And then the things that you learn, you see, and it makes you a better educator, right? So that's why I brought up empathy as one of the most important things that you need if you want to be a personal trainer. It's really, really important. And it just filters into all of the aspects of everything that you're doing and makes you better overall. So that's about it with me being with a lot of my certifications. I'm working on a performance exercise specialist next, so I can be able to work with like a lot of sports and conditioning guys who are playing basketball, football, or whichever sports. So that is the one that I'm working on right now. It's pretty detailed. I really like it. So that will be my next thing that I'm doing within my 2 years of CEUs. So I appreciate you guys and for watching my videos. And if you have any questions, another thing, if you have any questions about fitness or what certifications they are good or are not good, question about your mobility or things, exercises that work best or don't work best, throw them at me, and I'll be able to answer them as best as I can. But I'm trying to keep the videos no more than 15 minutes with the vlogs. I might extend it out a little bit longer or shorten them up. I'm just working through different analytics when it comes to those regards. But I greatly appreciate you guys. This finishes up episode 2. Look out for episode 3. Love you guys so much. Take care.